See what security measures helped keep the precious minerals at the Tucson Gem Show safe.
Take a look back at this year's ASUA presidential candidates.
And hear how the UA honored a former rugby coach. All this and more tonight on Wildcast.
Live from the University of Arizona UA TV studio, this is Wildcast.
Welcome to Wildcast. I'm Max Efren.
And I'm Jackie Kent. Thanks for tuning in to our very last Wildcast of the semester.
Tonight we'll be doing a semester in review, showing you the biggest and best stories on campus this year.
Starting off tonight, the Tucson Annual Gem Show is one of Tucson's largest sources of outside income, and the city took extensive efforts to make sure the show was as safe as possible. I visited the Gem Show earlier this semester to see how some vendors felt about the event's security. The annual Tucson Gem, Mineral, and Fossil Showcase is in full swing. It features vendors and businesses from all over the world.
It's a giant show. It's world-renowned, so we want to be in on the action.
The Gem Show is expected to bring in nearly $65 million to the local economy. More than 55,000 people are expected to attend the 41 different Gem Show locations across Tucson. Not only is the Gem Show Tucson's biggest money-making annual event, but the vendors here rely heavily on the showcase for a big chunk of their income.
It's probably about 20% or 25% of our yearly income, so just in a matter of a few weeks we can get from $50,000 to $100,000.
Most vendors say they feel their high-end products are secure.
$70 on that one.
Joseph Law has been here for 30 years. He says he's never had a problem leaving his gems and precious stones outside overnight.
I had a bin. I came back from breakfast and there was only one person here taking care of the place and it was missing. And so I called the police and I had motorcycle cops looking for this guy, and it turned out to be my Russian friend down the way.
We have really high security here. A lot of the policemen are coming here. It's not security guards, they're actually policemen, lieutenants and sergeants, and so they're walking the floor constantly.
Reporting from the South Side for Wildcast, I'm Jackie Kent.
The UA has received a lot of national press this semester for a riot on University Boulevard after the UA men's basketball team's loss to Wisconsin. More than 80 police officers were deployed to disperse the crowd of disappointed fans, and the scene quickly turned hostile. Some are calling it a student riot, while others see it as more of an overreaction by the Tucson Police Department. Wildcast reporter Zachary Hynek went out to gather the latest from the Tucson Police Chief.
I know there's a lot of focus on the force used and was it reasonable and so forth, and we will look into that. But I think people need to not lose sight of the fact that there was an unlawful assembly order given. People weren't leaving the area. I think that a lot of people clearly planned to come there with the intent of causing problems. The data mining we've done on social media, we have many screenshots of people saying that they were going to be there with their full intent to riot. So some of the responsibility rests upon the fans and the students that went there and caused a problem instead of just being there to support the team.
15 people were arrested the night of the event, 9 of which were UA students. University officials released an announcement following the night's events stating disappointment in the students' actions and support for TPD's reaction.
Yeah, it was amazing to hear the business reaction to all of this too, businesses being affected on university.
Yeah, I heard they had to close for a few hours and possibly lost a couple $1,000 considering the crowd that was drawn to university that night.
Yeah, really too bad.
Yeah.
Well, UAPD wants you to be aware of 3 robbery suspects on the loose tonight after a student was targeted. Police say a male UA student was walking near East Ank and Campbell Avenue when 3 suspects got out of a vehicle, robbed the student, and drove away from the scene. That was around 1:30 a.m. on Sunday. A 4th person was involved and drove the vehicle. Police say the suspects are Hispanic, in their 20s, about 5 foot 8 inches to 5 foot 9 inches tall, and between 130 and 140 pounds. They were last seen driving a dark blue or black 90s Chevy Suburban. If you have any information on this incident, please call 911 or 88 Crime.
Finals Survival Week just kicked off today with special events on the mall. There was a zip line, free food, ice cream, prizes, and other opportunities to get students ready to dive into what is often the busiest time of the year for them. This was only the beginning, however, of what will be a packed 8 days of free on-campus opportunities aimed at helping students de-stress and have some end-of-the-semester fun. The UA bookstore will be hosting several free opportunities, including a free 10-minute makeover with Clinique and passing out free blue books. Nearly every restaurant on campus is offering some sort of free or discounted food or drink throughout the week. The classic study break with therapy dogs and food will be held at the library Sunday night, and the Rec will be offering free group exercising classes as well as a number of other study break activities. We have posted a link to the complete list of opportunities on our Facebook page, UATV3.
Well, if you have a car, you know that parking near campus may present some costly and unforeseen consequences for students. Wildcast reporter Chelsea Hemphill has uncovered some possible loopholes that tow truck companies are using to make a profit.
Phishing is a term coined by tow truck drivers that creates the illusion that a person's car isn't going to get towed by letting people park in a certain parking lot that has signs for a period of time, and then coming and towing cars randomly after people have gotten used to parking in that area.
I've been parking over there overnight, probably dating back to October consistently, and I just got my truck towed for being in the same parking lot in April.
Why are tow truck companies so secretive about their work? Is it maybe because there are a lot of loopholes in the system that make it easier to take advantage of the people that get their cars towed? Sergeant Barrera has more.
Well, I think people need to understand their responsibilities and their rights for their property. Okay, now if I can prove something that is mine, you can't deprive me of my property. Now you can take me to court and sue me civilly for paying something, but you can't deprive me of my property, the use of my property, okay, because for any reason.
Bronco Towing Company actually reached out and said the last time they spoke on air, they got a lot of backlash from other towing companies in the area.
According to azcentral.com, it is illegal to remove a vehicle from private property without the permission of the owner or the law enforcement. Because there is an absence of the law, this creates a lot of gray matter in the tow industry. Technically, towing is considered theft. Also, the property owner that has called the towing company has the agreement to pay for the removal of the car. This technically never is brought up to the car owner's attention when they go to pick up their car, and they end up paying again for the removal fee.
So within like 5 minutes, an officer arrived, asked for my registration, my license, and then told him he had to release my car because it was my property, and that's technically the state. In Arizona, they can't take your belongings, even though it's like a private property.
There are some simple solutions to not getting towed. In every parking lot that you park in, make sure to read all the signs, especially by the entrance and the exit of the parking lot. It is the law that there has to be a towing sign near these areas. Second, ask the surrounding businesses or people if you can park in that area. Usually if a person frequents the area, they have known of other people getting towed. I am Chelsea Hemphill, reporting from University of Arizona parking lots. This is Wildcast.
After the break, we'll revisit this semester's heated ASUA presidential elections.
The number I lead is an alphabet dog. I may have fleas, but I run a yard. I see those clones looking down on me, but unlike those clones, this dog is free. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life, dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life.
Welcome back to Wildcast. The voting for an ASUA presidential candidate was exceptionally close this year, and students had a tough time choosing who would represent them. Our Wildcast reporter Sheridan Fiddleman spoke with some of the candidates during the ASUA primary elections to help you make your vote.
With the second semester well on its way, the 2014 ASUA election is finally here. The Association Student of the University of Arizona has many programs and services that the students can participate in, organize, or even lead. They are known for their well-organized student-run government. Every year at springtime, you see the campus covered in campaign signs. I caught up with a few people running for position on student body government.
I'm Ava Sadeghi and I'm running for student body president. ASUA is important for multiple reasons. It's supposed to be the voice of our student body. It's supposed to engage students and get them so involved.
Students should keep in mind is that elections are very important to the University of Arizona. Usually senatorial candidates bring forth several platforms that can affect a variety of areas here at the university.
I think that ASUA needs to engage in all these aspects of advocacy.
The ASUA student government is made of one legislative body, the undergrad, the Senate, a student body president, and 2 vice presidents. The primary elections will be Tuesday, March 4th and Wednesday, March 5th. The general election will be Tuesday, March 11th and March 12th. You can learn about each candidate and the positions at asua.arizona.edu, and you can read all about the platforms. If you want your voice heard around this campus, vote for the person that best represents you.
So that is why I'm running.
This is why I, Gerald Zablan, am running in the 2014 elections.
Reporting from the University of Arizona for Wildcast, I'm Sheridan Fiddleman.
We also hosted an exclusively televised interview with the presidential candidates in our studio. Voting for the election ended March 12th, and Isaac Ortega was elected as ASUA president after securing 53% of the student body votes.
You could be one of the first in the country to get college credit for working toward a law degree in your undergrad years. Starting in the fall, the UA will offer a Bachelor of Arts in Law. This is a joint effort by the James E. Rogers Law School here at the U of A and the School of Government and Public Policy to create this program. The classes are taught by UA law professors, plus students with a high enough GPA can apply for a program that would let them take graduate law courses their senior year so they can get an undergrad degree and law degree in 6 years.
The U of A held its annual Take Back the Night event this semester. It's designed to raise awareness of sexual assault and to provide support for survivors of sexual violence. Sexual assault is a well-known issue on university campuses. The U.S. Department of Justice estimates that 1 in 5 female students will be the victim of a sexual assault while on a university campus. The same goes for 1 in 10 straight men, 1 in 5 bisexual men, 1 in 3 gay men, and half of transsexual people. Sexual assault is also known, however, as the silent epidemic, with 95% of attacks going unreported.
Unfortunately, still there's a lot of stigma associated with sexual and relationship violence, and people can be blamed for those experiences, and for that and a number of other reasons it can be hard to speak about it.
Campus officials urge anyone who is facing or has faced sexual abuse to speak out. We have resources right here on campus. You can find more information at UA Campus Health Services.
Popular Glee star Lauren Potter visited the U of A in April and delivered an inspirational speech for students hoping to become successful in the TV industry. Wildcast reporter Madison Noble attended the event and spoke with students about the experience.
Glee's favorite trio, Lauren Potters, comes to the UA campus to talk to students about following their dreams in spite of all obstacles. Many came out to see the hilarious and sassy actress in person.
Hello. Hi, it's so good to be here today at the University of Arizona in beautiful Tucson, Arizona.
She definitely wasn't what I expected. She was very personable, and she was funny, and she's just as sassy as she was in the show. So that was really cool. She's really inspiring. It was actually a tearjerker to hear what she had to say and what she's been through. She has a lot of wisdom.
This huge Hollywood star talked about her life growing up and the road to Glee. She talked about the difficulties living with Down syndrome and the very hurtful R word. She also talked briefly about her relationship with Corey Monteith, the Glee star that just took over the media back in July.
It was great having Lauren Potter come to U of A to help talk to people about overcoming differences and chasing your dreams no matter what's holding you back.
Just to have somebody with her fame and her notoriety and her level of success come out and represent the Down syndrome community and talk about building awareness in this area.
Lauren Potter has inspired thousands and continues to be an activist for the equality of everyone. She wants to spread the word to kids with Down syndrome to stand up for themselves and be the better person. Reporting for Wildcast from the South Ballroom, I'm Madison Noble.
Stay with us after the break to see how one UA rugby coach was memorialized on campus. While the exact number of lives lost in the Holocaust may never be known, the UA hosted an annual vigil for the community to remember those who died. For 2 days, UA students painted ceramic butterflies on the mall. It's called the Butterfly Project, and the goal was to create 1.5 million of them to honor the memory of the number of children killed. Student reps also listed the names of all the lives lost. Holocaust survivors shared their stories on the mall for interested students. One survivor, Lily Brull, has a message for future generations.
You can go through hell and survive and make a life and build family, that life goes on.
A UA organization by the name of One is attracting students to join their mission. Wildcast reporter Karen Lizarraga took an in-depth look at the group that is helping families a world away.
One is a non-granted making organization which raises public awareness and works with political leaders to combat AIDS and preventable diseases, increase investments in agriculture and nutrition, and demand greater transparency in poverty-fighting programs.
What we do is we advocate to fight against extreme poverty and preventable diseases and other life-threatening issues in places like Africa. And how we do that is by getting students like you to support our bill and to tweet to our member of Congress, urging him to support bills such as the Electrify Africa Act, which is right now in the House of Representatives. And it's a bill that would give 50 million people in Africa electricity for the first time ever.
One, unlike many other organizations, does not ask for money, but only for your voices to be heard. They push governments to shape policy solutions that save and improve millions of lives.
I feel it's very important that we help others that don't have a voice and give our voice for them. And so it's a great opportunity for anyone that loves like global health type stuff, public health, agriculture, engineers, so it pretty much ties in with anything everyone does.
7.5 million people living in Africa today have access to life-saving AIDS medication, compared to the year 2000 when only 50,000 people had access, and the death of malaria all across Africa has been cut down to half.
I love my job. I love what I do. I love the opportunity to work with dedicated college students in the fight against extreme poverty and what I see as one of the biggest social injustices of our generation. And I have the opportunity to work with some of the top student leaders and advocates in the country around some of this incredibly important advocacy work and legislation. And as a student who was involved with one myself when I was in college, I can kind of see firsthand the power of grassroots mobilizing and that young people have in kind of catalyzing change for the biggest injustice of our generation.
Though the organization is worldwide, here at the University of Arizona, a chapter has been created to come together as one to strive for justice and equality. Reporting from the University of Arizona for Wildcast, I'm Karen Lizarraga.
The USA's Girl Scouts CEO, Ana Maria Chavez, will headline the UA's 150th graduation commencement this year. Chavez earned a law degree here at the UA in 1994. She served in a number of significant political positions under Bill Clinton and then Arizona Governor Janet Napolitano before taking on administrative positions for the Girl Scouts in 2009. The commencement takes place on Saturday, May 17th, and will be held at the Arizona Stadium for the second time, where it moved to from the McHale Center. The ceremony's light show and atmosphere made national headlines last year. The crowd this year is expected to be larger than ever, with what UA officials are already claiming to be a record number of RSVPs.
A legend in the UA community and former head coach of the rugby team passed away last fall. However, his legacy will remain. Wildcast reporter Haley Ford visited the rugby match honoring the life of Dave Sinton.
Over the weekend, the Arizona Recreational Center Cherry Field was dedicated to Dave Sinton, former Arizona rugby head coach and U of A icon. Sinton broadcast Arizona football and basketball from 1990 to 2012 and also was a rugby broadcaster for ESPN, ESPNU, Fox Sports Net, Sky Television, and NBC.
He gave and he gave while expecting nothing in return. As much as he taught us of the game of rugby, he taught us much more what it means to be a man. He was humble, he was grateful, he was kind, he was calm, he was selfless, and he genuinely cared about all of us. Tucson and the U of A are a far better place today due to his direct influence.
Dave was known as the heart of Arizona sports and the honorary mayor of the Tucson community.
That it's right here, and Coach Sid was a great man. He was a father figure to many of us, much more than a coach. He was a mentor. He was an all-around good person, and I think all of us here would come here and travel far, and to honor his legacy. And it's such an honor that the university did this, and I'm proud to play for him, and I'm proud to know him. And he made a big impact on my life as a young man, as a professional. He's one of the reasons why I am where I am in my life, as a leader of my tribe and my government, and I'm involved in politics and the national level, and I have him as well as many others thank for getting me where I am today. Rugby taught me a lot about discipline and hard work and sacrifice, teamwork, camaraderie, and love of competition and love of life and family tradition and good friends.
It was a big day not only for Sinton's memory, but also for his team as they pulled out a victory over crosstown rival ASU. Reporting for Wildcast, I'm Haley Ford.
This is my last broadcast on UATV. It's been a pleasure and a privilege bringing you the news of the day for the last couple of years. I'll be graduating into the wider world of media this month, and while cherishing the experiences and friendships gained at the University of Arizona, it's time for me to move on. This is Max Efron signing off and wishing you the best of lives.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that this is a unique experience. The reason everything gets done is because of the great people who work here at UATV, and that's everybody behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. I'd really like to thank the executive board who puts in hours and hours of work. Max here, he's also our news director. Greg Fingerhut, Bennett Ashley, Mary Rinker, Julian Cronin, Justin Sayers, and Zach Heineck work hours and hours on end to make all these great segments, great shows. We have Dorm Room Sports Chat, the Sports Show, and Wildcast twice a week. And we put together these great segments that hopefully you've seen this year. Most of these people have been around for years through their whole college experience, even through last year when we got the student media fee, which is when UATV got its first funding last year. And UATV's been around for 15 years now, and I can't wait in the future to come back and see that UATV is even better than how we left it.
As always, thanks for tuning in to Wildcast. You can watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu or on our YouTube channel, UATV CH3.
We all wish you a great summer, and be sure to tune in next fall to continue getting your campus news right here on UATV. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Arizona Student Media is all about opportunity. It's an experience you can't get anywhere else on campus. The U of A is the only school in Arizona to have a student-run TV station, radio station, and newspaper. UATV3, Camp Student Radio, and the Daily Wildcat all collaborate to give you the power of 3 media organizations. That's more people to give you a voice. It aims to support the UA and create an open forum on campus. And it's not just for journalism students. There are paid opportunities in marketing, sales, promotions, editing, and even design. You can find more information at uatv.arizona.edu.